You are absolutely not ready for this bombshell. Karissa, the loud and unapologetic mother of Blueface, just hopped on live in full-blown tears, begging the internet to pray for her grandson because, according to her, he's literally fighting for his life right now. And this isn't just some family drama anymore. This is a viral firestorm ripping the internet in half. Fans are split, insiders are gossiping, and jaw-dropping new claims are spilling out that make this way bigger, way darker, and way more tragic than anyone expected. Karissa's live was drenched in raw emotion. She didn't hold back for a second. She dragged enemies, called out betrayal, and exposed a medical emergency so dire that hospital staff allegedly told her, "Brace yourself for the worst." Within minutes, #Pray for Junior exploded across timelines. Screenshots of Karissa breaking down started flooding every feed. And now the burning questions. Where's Karissa and Rock in this? Why has Blueface stayed silent? And what's the truth behind this terrifying health scare? Because Karissa wasn't just crying, she was warning. And by the time this story unfolds, you'll be second-guessing everything you thought you knew about this messy family. Stick down to truly understand why her live stream broke the internet. We need to rewind, because this isn't just about a sick child. This is about years of feuds, shattered trust, family wounds that never healed, and a generational curse that fans swear is finally exploding in real time. Let's start with Karissa herself. Blueface's mother has never been one to stay quiet. From day one, she's been vocal about her son's choices, his relationships, and the chaos that trails the family constantly. She's feuded with girlfriends, clashed publicly with Karissa and Rock, and been accused of chasing attention over peace. But this time, this was different. When Karissa went live, her tone wasn't for clout. It was desperate. Her eyes were bloodshot, her hands shaking. She said words that cut deep. "Y'all don't understand. I don't care about the music. I don't care about the drama. My grandson is fighting for his life, okay? And if something happens to him, it's blood on all your hands." The internet froze. Why? Because Karissa has a history of exaggeration. But this wasn't a performance. This was a grandmother in pain, a woman realizing that all the fighting, all the beef, all the toxicity had led to this moment. Fans immediately pointed fingers. Some blamed Karissa and Rock, claiming her lifestyle and around, because what Karissa dropped next has the power to flip this entire saga upside. Constant instability put baby Junior in danger. Others blamed Blueface, accusing him of being absent, caught up in his own legal battles and ego instead of protecting his son. And then there were those pointing fingers at Karissa herself, claiming she fueled the flames of dysfunction until the whole family imploded. But amid the chaos, one fact couldn't be ignored. Junior, Christian, and Blueface's baby was allegedly in critical condition, hospitalized, weak, and Karissa claimed doctors warned her to brace for the worst. This wasn't the first time Junior's health raised alarms. Remember, Christian had previously gone online in tears, telling fans she feared for her son's development. Rumors about medical issues had floated for months, never confirmed. But now, with Karissa's dramatic live, those whispers came crashing back louder, scarier, and impossible to ignore. And this isn't happening in a vacuum. This family has been drowning in chaos for years. Blueface behind bars, Christian spiraling publicly, Karissa at war with everyone. Tragedy was almost inevitable. The only real question: when would it strike? The timing of Karissa's outburst only raised more eyebrows. Just days earlier, Christian was spotted partying with friends. Viral clips online showed her looking carefree despite ongoing worries for Junior. Critics pounced immediately. How can she be outside while her baby's life is on the line? Defenders argued she deserves a breath and that Karissa was weaponizing the situation to attack her. But Karissa's words hit differently. She wasn't begging for sympathy, she was demanding prayer. And she directly called out Blueface's silence. Okay. She questioned Christian's priorities. Okay. And then she dropped the line that truly shook fans. This baby is innocent. He's suffering for the sins of his parents. That one sentence spread like wildfire. Memes, debates, TikTok sermons, and endless chatter. Suddenly, this wasn't just a health scare. It became karma, a generational curse, a public punishment. For years of dysfunction played out in front of the world, insiders have whispered for months that family tension had reached a breaking point. One alleged former babysitter even claimed she witnessed arguments so explosive she feared something terrible would happen, Now, with Carissa's heartbreaking plea, it feels like that fear might be coming true. But here's the twist. Some fans think Carissa's emotional live stream wasn't just about saving Junior. They believe it was also about saving herself, because if this child's health fails, the backlash on the whole family would be brutal. Karissa knows she's been painted as the villain in past scandals, and this time she doesn't want the blame. By going public and begging fans for prayer, she shifted the spotlight. Suddenly, the world isn't looking at Karissa, they're focused on Blueface and Christian. Yet even as she cried, one detail stood out. Karissa claimed she was initially denied hospital access. That alone sent fans spiraling. Why would a grandmother be kept away unless there was serious tension with the parents? Who made that call, the doctors or Christian? Now the narrative is fractured. Some fans believe Karissa is telling the absolute truth and that baby JRB is barely clinging to life. Others argue she's weaponizing partial truths to throw shade at her enemies. And a third group suspects a far bigger cover-up, one that neither Karissa nor Christian is fully addressing. Because if Junior is truly in critical condition, why hasn't the hospital or family released an official statement? Why is Blueface silent? Why is Christian dodging questions? Something doesn't add up. And this is where the story shifts from heartbreaking to downright chilling, because Karissa hinted without naming names that outside forces were involved. That Junior's condition wasn't just medical, that it was tied to bad energy surrounding the family. And when fans pressed her in the comments, she simply said, "Y'all will find out it's bigger than me." So, what's really going on? Is Karissa exposing a devastating truth, or is she igniting another family war? One thing is clear. Karissa's emotional plea has ripped open old wounds. Blueface and Christian can't hide. The internet demands answers. And a sick child's life hangs in the balance while the world watches like a reality show. Just when you think it couldn't get darker, the first major twist drops hours after Karissa's live. A leaked message surfaced, making everything 10 times worse. The internet was already shook. After her tearful live stream, within hours, the story plunged deeper as the leak dropped and changed everything. Screenshots began circulating on X, allegedly from a private family group chat. The messages were messy, raw, and dripping with rage. And if they're real, they show just how fractured this family has become. The leak kicked off with one chilling text, allegedly from Christian herself. "I don't want her near my baby. She brings bad energy. Junior doesn't need that while hooked up to machines." Fans gasped. Did Christian really block Karissa from the hospital? Is this why Karissa claims she wasn't allowed to see her grandson? The next message supposedly came from Blueface. "This isn't the time for fights. Ma, chill. We need to handle this in private." Then Karissa's alleged response leaked and it was brutal. "Private. You left me out for months. If something happens to this baby, I will never forgive either of you. God sees everything." Right there, the family's grief became a full-blown battlefield. Social media exploded. Half the fans sided with Christian, arguing she was protecting her baby from negativity. They typed, "Imagine your child fighting for his life and your mother-in-law goes live crying instead of being supportive." Others sided with Karissa, accusing Christian of being reckless and heartless. How do you stop a grandmother from seeing her grandson when he might not make it? And then some blamed Blueface for sitting on the sidelines. Your baby's in the hospital, and you can't even step up to control the chaos. Weak. But that was just the start. Shortly after the screenshots leaked, a voice note from Christian surfaced. Hours later, she went live outside the hospital, furious and visibly drained. She screamed into the camera, "I'm here every day. I don't leave his side, and y'all letting her make it sound like I hurt my kid? Oh baby, I carried him. I love him. Don't play with me like that." She was in tears, pacing back and forth, security guards hovering in the background. She accused Karissa of clout chasing, spreading lies, and turning her trauma into a scandal. "I didn't even want y'all to know he was sick 'cause people are evil." And what does she do? Runs online crying fake tears, blaming everyone but herself. "This is my child, not hers." That live pulled nearly 200,000 viewers in under an hour. Screenshots of Christian's swollen eyes, her trembling voice, and raw anger spread like wildfire. But then another bombshell dropped. A supposed hospital insider sent an anonymous DM to a gossip blog. The message claimed baby Junior was admitted with breathing complications. "He's stable now, but under close monitoring. The grandmother was restricted due to a parental request, not hospital policy. In other words, it wasn't the hospital banning Karissa, it was Christian and Blueface themselves. That revelation ignited social media. Fans accused Karissa of lying and twisting the story to play the victim. Others argued the insider could be fake or planned to protect Christian's image. Either way, the narrative was spiraling, and Karissa wasn't about to stay silent. She went live again that night, doubling down, her face pale, eyes swollen. She whispered, "I can't tell y'all everything, but I'll say this, things happening behind closed doors would break your heart. And if my grandson doesn't make it, you'll know the truth. God, don't sleep." Those words sent chills through fans. What was Karissa hinting at? Was she implying the parents were hiding something, or was she just lashing out from grief? Speculation intensified when a supposed nurse's note leaked online. The blurry screenshot read, "Infant presented with irregular heartbeat and stress response. Cuz undetermined." That phrase alone fueled endless conspiracy theories. Meanwhile, celebrities started weighing in. Tokyo Toni, Blac Chyna's mom and another drama magnate, posted, "What happens when families curse themselves with lies, demons, and fame? That baby's innocent. He's the sacrifice for all y'all sins." Fans dragged her for being insensitive, but her words echoed Karissa's earlier comment about Junior, was admitted with breathing complications. He's stable now, but under close monitoring. The grandmother was restricted due to a parental request, not hospital policy. In other words, it wasn't the hospital banning Karissa, it was Christian and Blueface themselves. That revelation ignited social media. Fans accused Karissa of lying and twisting the story to play the victim. Others argued the insider could be fake or planned to protect Christian's image. Either way, the narrative was spiraling, and Karissa wasn't about to stay silent. She went live again that night, doubling down, her face pale, eyes swollen. She whispered, "I can't tell y'all everything, but I'll say this, things happening behind closed doors would break your heart. And if my grandson doesn't make it, you'll know the truth. God, don't sleep." Those words sent chills through fans. What was Karissa hinting at? Was she implying the parents were hiding something, or was she just lashing out from grief? Speculation intensified when a supposed nurse's note leaked online. The blurry screenshot read, "Infant presented with irregular heartbeat and stress response. Cuz undetermined." That phrase alone fueled endless conspiracy theories. Meanwhile, celebrities started weighing in. Tokyo Toni, Blac Chyna's mom and another drama magnate, posted, "What happens when families curse themselves with lies, demons, and fame? That baby's innocent. He's the sacrifice for all y'all sins." Fans dragged her for being insensitive, but her words echoed Karissa's earlier comment about Junior. Burner account called Truth for JRB posted a cryptic message. "Y'all blaming the wrong person? I got the receipts. Junior's condition wasn't natural. The truth will hurt." At first, fans laughed it off. Another cloud chaser, another troll. But within hours, screenshots and files started surfacing from that account. Suddenly, it wasn't a joke. The first file was a hospital intake document, blurred, redacted, but you could make out the words, "respiratory complications, stress response. Suspected incident under review." Wait, suspected incident under review? That line sent the internet into meltdown. Was this implying Junior's hospitalization wasn't purely medical, but possibly linked to an incident? Maybe something that happened at home? Then came the photo, a grainy image allegedly showing Junior hooked up to tubes, surrounded by machines, his tiny chest rising and falling weakly. Across the bottom were the words, "Pray for me." Fans were horrified. Some questioned its authenticity. Others broke down in tears. The hashtag pray for exploded again, climbing back into global trending. Here's where it got sinister. The account claimed the photo was taken by a nurse and leaked by someone who couldn't stay silent. If true, Karissa's hints about something darker might actually be real. The internet split in two. Some said it was all part of Karissa's campaign, blame Christian and Blueface. Others argued the system was protecting the parents while hiding the truth. TikTok detectives Devin. They claimed the hospital paperwork font matched actual forms from the facility where Junior was admitted. Reddit sleuths compared the photo background to verified hospital images. Every angle was dissected like a crime scene, and then the bombshell. A leaked voice message in the clip. A woman's voice, allegedly a hospital staffer, whispered, "I shouldn't even be saying this." But there was bruising not consistent with illness. "That's all I can tell you." What bruising? The narrative flipped again. Was this neglect or something worse? Karissa seized on the leak immediately. Hours later, she went live again, shaking, furious, nearly screaming at the camera. "Y'all see? I wasn't lying. Something happened to my grandson, and they tried to keep me out so I couldn't talk about it. But God don't let lies hide forever." She pointed fingers at Christian, accusing her of not protecting Junior. She even threw shade at Blueface, calling him a coward for choosing a woman over his own blood. The live pulled nearly 500,000 viewers before Instagram cut it off. For policy violations. Damage done. Now the entire world believes something sinister was happening in that hospital room. Christian snapped back almost immediately, posting a furious Instagram story in bold red text. "Y'all believe anything. My son is sick, not abused. Stop lying on me." Minutes later, she went live again, crying, yelling into the phone, holding up her hospital wristband as proof she was by Junior's side every day. "Y'all act like I don't love my child. Like I'd ever hurt him. That's my baby. Y'all don't know how it feels to watch your son hooked up to machines while strangers make lies about you." Her raw emotion gained sympathy from some fans, but others weren't convinced, especially and she refused to directly address the bruising claim. Things got even messier. Meanwhile, Blueface's silence only fanned the flames. TMZ reported his lawyers instructed him not to comment while incarcerated, but fans didn't care. Memes exploded. "Your baby's fighting for his life, but you're fighting charges." The backlash was savage, but the real twist came when Truth for JRB dropped the final leak. A short video clip allegedly from inside the hospital showed a heated argument in the hallway, voices raised, guards stepping in. "Turn up the volume," and you could hear Karissa shouting, "You left him alone too long. Don't lie to me. I know what happened." Fans lost it. Was Karissa accusing Christian of negligence right in the hospital? Was this why she was banned from Junior's room? Celebrities weighed in, adding gasoline to the fire. Summer Walker tweeted, "Mothers need protection. Grandmothers too, but babies first. That's all I must say." Tamar Braxton chimed in. By now, the drama had eclipsed the family and internet-wide obsession. Everyone was debating, picking sides, but behind the chaos, truth remained murky. Junior was still in that hospital bed, fighting, innocent, silent, and as the world argued over his story, Karissa dropped one final, bone-chilling statement in a now-deleted post. "If y'all knew what I know, you'd pray harder. This isn't just a health scare. This is spiritual warfare." Spiritual warfare. The phrase rippled through fan pages, conspiracy threads, and YouTube breakdowns. Suddenly, the story wasn't just about medicine or family drama. It was about curses, generational sins, and forces no one could control. But the cliffhanger hit fast. Hours later, another account appeared claiming to be a hospital worker with direct proof, files, photos, even a video ready to leak. Their warning? When you see this, you'll never view this family the same again. The moment the alleged hospital leaks dropped, the internet exploded. Fans, celebrities, insiders, everyone picked sides, and the debate became one of the most explosive online